Good evening. Please subscribe to my channel today, Smell Good Aroma. Please visit the website today, www.smellgoodaroma.com. Please like and share this video with a friend. Today I want to briefly discuss uh, how do I get off of the fence and jump into the business for myself. And we're going to briefly talk about financing and how to go about putting it together so that you can start your own business on a very basic level. In this fragrance oil business, there's many different levels that you can come in at. When I first started selling the oils, I was very humble in the sense that I did not have any starting capital per se. But what I did do was I invested $75 every week into the fragrances, and that amounted to $300 per month, which was my form of startup capital. So each month I would invest $300 into the business, and over the course of the year, it turned out to be a nice amount of money, which was still relatively low because at the time I did not know or have an idea of what a person does or how much they invest in the business, and I was very ignorant of that, and I just used the few dollars that I had from extra dollars that I had from my regular job and just put into the business. And I would each month I would make sure I sold, the fragrances, and I would make sure I had enough money for my to buy more inventory and do it each month. This approach allowed me to build up on a slow level, slow method, build up my inventory in a slow manner in which I did not have to have a lot of startup capital. That's one approach. Another thing that I did when I first started out was I always, and this is something that some people might consider it risky. Some people might say, "Well, yeah, that's a good idea," but I use a credit card a lot. And what I would do is I would find out the day that the cycle started on, so that I would have the whole 30 days, and I would order on that day, and that would give me 30 days to basically uh, 30 days to get rid of the stuff and sell it without putting out all of my money. For me, that was helpful because there was times when I just did not have, or I just, I'm not always had inventory. I'm not always had the money or the means to get the things that I needed, but I would find different little hacks and little techniques to get to where I needed to go. And the credit card method was very helpful. There were also times when I would do COD, which is, to me it's a hassle now because I think I was paying $8 for every COD package that I was getting. I thought I was doing the right thing because I was putting up my own money, at first, which is fine. Um, but COD is I just don't recommend that. If you're gonna pay for your items up front, get a debit card, or if you're gonna use a credit card, just pay for it immediately after you get it. That's probably the best way to do it. Debit card is the best way because it's paid for. Um, Starting out small, I got packages available where you can get a starter kit for under $200. And you can start with a few different fragrances plus 144 empty 1/3 ounce bottles. So in this business, you don't have to have thousands of dollars to get started. You just have to have a desire to be persistent enough to push forward even when you don't have a lot. I remember times when I first started, I would go out to the barber and beauty shops, and some of the first shops that I went to, the guys, I'll go in there and say, I got these oils, yada yada. I'll be really motivated and excited about it, and some people would laugh at me, they would clown me, they would talk about me, and I didn't get it a lot, but you're always gonna have a hater. Either you're gonna crack, you're gonna get frustrated, you're gonna lash out at them, or you're just gonna say, look, this is what I'm doing. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm gonna get to where I need to be, and that's the approach that I took. A lot of those people that you know might have looked down or had something to say about me at the time, they look good, but now looking back at it, I might still be in business and they're not even in business doing whatever they were doing. Case example, in the barber and beauty shop world, which where I started selling these products, that business is not the same as it was 10, 15 years ago. I don't even go to the shops like I used to because I just it's just not what it used to be. I can do better just putting my stuff online and promoting my stuff that way. So everything has a cycle, and you have to be able to recognize the cycle for what it is, and you have to be able to know when it's time for you to grow and when it's time for you to jump into something different. And it's very important that you have the each time you jump from one level to the next, you need to have more money so that you can make that transition easier. Um, I've made a point to say that I'm not going to go back to some of the steps that I had to go to before because I'm just not. I've been fortunate enough to step up, so I'm going to make sure I have things in place so that I'll be okay. But back to the investing in the business, you can get starter kits for under $200. If you already have bottles, you can get. I got a package. You can get 6 fragrances for $103. So it's not a lot of money that you have to have. It's just you know being able to have maybe $200, I'd say, to really get it going. And then each month you just reinvest some of the money that you earned